Hello everyone, today I will read the Environmental and Natural Resources Code, the Kingdom of Cambodia.
Royal Cram. King. Having seen the Constitution of the Kingdom of Cambodia, having seen the Royal Decree, dated September 6, 2018, on the appointment of the Royal Government of the Kingdom of Cambodia, having seen the Royal Decree, dated March 30th, 2020, on the appointment and adjustment of the composition of the Royal Government of the Kingdom of Cambodia, having seen the Royal Cram Royal Code, dated June 28, 2018, promulgating the law on the organization and the functioning of the Council of Ministers, having seen the Royal Cram Royal Code, dated January 24, 1996, promulgating the law on the establishment of the Ministry of Environment, having seen the notification by Samdech Akamoha Senapati Deko Hun Sun, the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Cambodia, promulgate Code on Environment and Natural Resources as adopted by the National Assembly on May 30th, 2023, during the 9th plenary session of the 6th legislative mandate, and as approved by the Senate as to its entire form and substance without further revision on June 13th, 2023 at its 10th plenary session of the 4th legislative mandate, with the following section: English translation supported by the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, under supervision by the Ministry of Environment of the Royal Government of Cambodia. 3. Code on Environment and Natural Resources.
Book 1. General Provisions. Section 1. General Provisions. Chapter 1. Purpose and Scope. Article 1. Purpose. This code defines all rules to be respected and followed to strengthen, modernize, make consistent, and improve the management of environment protection, conservation, and restoration of natural resources, biodiversity, and ecological functions for sustainable livelihood and development in the Kingdom of Cambodia. Article 2. Scope. The scope of this code covers A. All activities related to the environment, natural resources, and heritage in the Kingdom of Cambodia. B. All activities of persons who operate within and outside the Kingdom of Cambodia that have effects or impacts on the environment, natural resources, and heritage of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Article 3. Glossary. Key terminology used in this code is defined in the glossary annexed to this code. Chapter 2. Implementation of roles and duties of ministry/institution relevant to environment and natural resources and the development of draft policies relevant to environment and natural resources. Part 1. Implementation of roles and duties of ministries/institutions relevant to environment and natural resources. Article 4. Roles and duties of the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources has the authority to implement its roles and duties in compliance with the provisions of this code, sectoral laws, and legal instruments under their respective jurisdiction. Article 5. Roles and duties of other ministries/institutions responsible for sectors relevant to natural resources. Other ministries/institutions responsible for sectors relevant to national resources have the rights and power to implement their roles and duties in compliance with this code, sectoral laws, and legal instruments under their respective jurisdiction. Article 6. Roles and duties of subnational administration. 1. Subnational administration has the authority to implement roles and duties in compliance with this code, existing laws, and legal instruments. 2. The government, the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources, and other relevant ministries/institutions may delegate, further delegate, or modify other delegated functions under their sector to the subnational administration. Part 2. Development of draft policies and action plans concerning the environment and natural resources. Article 7. Development of draft policies and action plans concerning environment and natural resources by the ministry responsible for environment and natural resources. The ministry responsible for environment and natural resources shall develop draft policies and action plans concerning the environment and natural resources to promote the effectiveness of environmental protection, the management and conservation of natural resources in compliance with policies of the Kingdom of Cambodia and international legal instruments to which Cambodia is a state party. Article 8. Development of draft policies and action plans concerning environment and natural resources by other ministries/institutions. Other ministries/institutions and subnational administration may develop draft policies and action plans concerning the environment and natural resources in their respective sectors under their territorial jurisdiction to promote the effectiveness of environmental protection and the conservation of natural resources in compliance with relevant policies of the Kingdom of Cambodia and international legal instruments that Cambodia is a state party. Part 3. General Provisions. Article 9. The Principle of Sustainable Development. All economic and social development activities shall fulfill the developmental and environmental needs of people and future generations in an equitable and sustainable manners, for which protection of the environment and conservation of natural resources is essential for the development process and shall not be separately considered. Article 10. The principle of avoiding harm to the environment and natural resources. No person shall commence any activity that causes or may likely cause harm to the environment and natural resources. If unavoidable, such a person shall take all appropriate measures to protect the environment and natural resources and prevent or minimize environmental harm. Article 11. The principle of public participation. Persons who may be affected directly or indirectly by a decision concerning the environment and natural resources shall be entitled to provide informed and timely inputs through a transparent and accountable process before such a decision is made. Article 12. The principle of access to information concerning the environment and natural resources. 1. All persons shall have access to information concerning the environment and natural resources. 2. All information concerning the protection of the environment and the management of natural resources shall be made widely available and publicly accessible to maximize the opportunity for public participation in planning and decisions affecting the environment and society. 7. 3. Rights of access to information concerning the environment and natural resources shall comply with the provisions of this code. Article 13. The polluter pays principle. All persons who cause harm to the environment shall bear the cost of repairing the damage, and for measures to prevent, avoid, and mitigate the harm to the environment. Article 14. The user pays principle. Users of natural resources shall pay the cost for the use of or impacts from the use of natural resources. Article 15. The precautionary principle. In cases of threats of severe and irreversible environmental harm, the lack of complete scientific certainty shall not be used as a reason for postponing measures to prevent that environmental harm. Article 16. The principle of reduction or prevention of environmental harm. Actions to reduce or prevent environmental harm shall be taken before harm occurs. These actions shall be taken through social and environmental impact assessment, SIA, rather than restoring or repairing the harm. Article 17. The principle of evidence-based decision-making. The best available scientific, technological, and innovative information shall be used as the basis for transparent decision-making concerning the environment and natural resources. Article 18. The principle of public interest. The public interest shall supersede the interests of private natural persons or legal entities in all decision-making processes concerning the environment and natural resources. Article 19. The principle of environmental integration. Environmental protection and sustainable development shall be integrated into development planning and decision-making, including the conceptual and implementation stages of policies and laws. Thank you for listening. See you in episode 2, book 2. Have a beautiful day.